Our power has seen millennia. You shall fall. Right off the bat, verbal typo. You shall fall before the Ennead. Everyone, into Alpha formation, just like we practiced. We're ready for this. Hello, this is Dolphin here for Handelabra Games' weekly featured Dolphins Dive, the strategically minded Sentinels of the Multiverse stream. Handelabra believes in civil rights for everyone and in being as inclusive as possible, so any comments or activity actively working against that goal is not welcome and will not be tolerated. You can follow us at Handelabra on Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube, and Handelabra Games right here on Twitch. You can follow me personally on Twitter at LouDolphin21. On YouTube, search for LouDolphin21 or type in youtube.com/user/Saparogo if you happen to know how that's spelled. And on Twitch, just LouDolphin, no digits. Sentinels of the Multiverse is currently available for iOS, Android, and PC, Mac, and Linux via Steam, and always via good old analog cardboard and ink. That's all, folks! Let me slow down. You can get the game and more info at sentinelsdigital.com. See, I can speak. I know how to speak. I actually had speech problems growing up as a kid. And when I speak too fast, I tend to slur my words together, and so my mom used to tell me I need to speak slowly and carefully. But I tend to break that when I get excited, like I found an exciting game of Sentinels! What's going on, people? Hello, Boogie, Seamus, Darren, Bolnarap, Nova Kid Blaster, Epeku, and Jay-Z, my usual trio of people. We are here facing the Ennead in the Tomb of Anubis, a match that we've not fought, or we have fought before on Dolphins Dive, but we're facing it again because, I mean, Ennead and Tomb of Anubis is always thematic. But the Ennead, as most of us are aware of, consists of a lot of unique character cards. And another deck that has a lot of unique character cards is the Sentinels. In particular, the Adamant Sentinels. So we're facing the Ennead against the Adamant Sentinels, Omnitron-U, Haka Prime Wardens, and Golem Unity in Tomb of Anubis. So Adamant Sentinels are starting with Coordinated Assault, 2 second chances, and unique capabilities. Omnitron-U, very well set up, starting with Electro Deployment Unit, Elemental Exo Chassis, Focused Plasma Cannon, and Technological Advancement. Singularity is the vanilla Omnitron. Prime Warden's Haka starts with 2 Hakas of Battle, a Haka of Shielding, and a Taumoko. He can spread his Hakas around as he wants to. And Golem Unity, starting with Brainstorm, Inspired Repair, Platform Bot, and Robot Reclamation. So, the Ennead. The Power of the Ennead. Setup. At the start of the game, this card enters play, the Power of the Ennead side up. The Shrine of the Ennead is put into play, the villain deck is shuffled. The 9 villain character cards are shuffled and placed beneath the Shrine of the Ennead. The top 4 cards from beneath the Shrine of the Ennead are moved into the villain play area. Gameplay. At the start of the villain turn, if there are no cards beneath the Shrine of the Ennead, this card flips. Whenever there are no villain targets in play, the heroes win! Yay! Alright, and if they flip, which happens when the Shrine is empty, they become the Ennead in Force. Gameplay. At the end of the villain turn, each villain target regains 2 HP. Whenever there are no villain targets in play, the heroes still win. So that doesn't change. But what does change is that they have HP recovery on this side. So that's the only change in vanilla. Standard game, no advanced rules, no challenge rules for me today. I will certainly believe that we're going to face an ultimate match or 3 coming up after this. Shrine of the Ennead is in play. Whenever a villain target would be destroyed, flip it over instead. This card and all cards beneath this card are indestructible and cannot be removed from the play area by any means. And then we have the 9 villains here. Atom, Geb, Isis, and I'm going to butcher these because I know there was a Ennead letters page, and I have yet to listen to it, so I don't know these right pronunciations. Nephthys, Nuit, although I guess it's Nui or something. Osiris, Set, or if you're French, it's Se. I'm kidding. I don't know if that's even a French word. Although the French joke is you pronounce the first half of the word and replace the second half with oo. Like chou. Intefnu. Alright, enough joking around. I've not actually fought a one-shot in months, actually, at this point. I've been meaning to get back into them, but I have not fought it, so I'm not going to be a part of this discussion that's happening in chat. Instead, I'm going to hit start game and see what happens. We have Shu, Villain, Breath of the Wind. Gameplay. This card is immune to melee and projectile damage. The first time a sun or element card is put into the villain trash each turn, each non-hero target regains 1 HP. We have Nephthys, Villain, Life Warden. Gameplay. The first time an element card is put into the villain trash each turn, this card deals each hero target 1 fire damage. The first time an Ankh card is put into the villain trash each turn, each villain target regains 1 HP. Isis, Villain, Matron of Magic. Gameplay. The first time an element or Ankh card is put into the villain trash each turn, this card deals the hero with the most cards in play 2 infernal damage. Atom, Villain, World Finisher. Gameplay. The first time an Ankh card is put into the villain trash each turn, reveal cards from the top of the villain deck until a Sun card is revealed. Play that card, shuffle the other revealed cards back into the villain deck. Ah, it's pronounced Newt. Alright. It's Newt, but Newt's not here. And we have Sun's Fury, one-shot Sun, right? Sun, yeah, Sun. One-shot Sun. The villain target, and it even says on the card, Sun's Fury. The villain target with the highest HP deals each hero target 2 fire damage. So, good spread of damage on the wrong side. And we're having these sun effects happen, and that's it. That was a rather boring turn. If this is your first time seeing the Ennead, their unique mechanic is that their cards have symbols on them. This one being sun, but we also have element and Ankh. And I do apologize if these are the wrong names, because it's never actually referenced anywhere. But these are symbols, and when they enter the trash, they have reactionary effects on their cards. The only one that happened that turn was HP recovery on the villain side, which they were at full HP, so nothing really happened. But we did get hero-wide damage happening. Alright, so Adamant Sentinels time. I think it's time to unique capabilities. It's always a card you want to play. It's a cyclic card. And we have these 4 signatures. So, someone mentioned in a previous stream that I always seem to play my Caligulus form first. Someone else likes Hippocratic Oath as their opener. I used to start with Durasteel Chains, because it provides a damage boost to mainstay and a damage reduction to mainstay. Or a vision I don't generally lead with, but it can provide for extra resources. But I think Caligulus form, considering the amount of damage that the Ennead are capable of spread-wise, is what I want to start with. Jay-Z almost starts with Oath and then Chains. Well, I'm going to start with Form and then Chains. How about that? And here we have the Adamant Sentinels. I played this game actually before, and one thing that I noticed that is sort of interesting is that the Adamant Sentinels versus the team of Ennead, although I guess it's true for team villains in general, so like, you know, villains of the Multiverse / Vengeance, this team doesn't really do too well with many targets. Idealist's base power is really good at reducing target from a single source, but not, you know, villain-wide. Medico can provide some HP recovery, though, which is nice. And then Writhe doesn't help with the Ennead, but can help with the Tomb, which is nice. Anyway, we have 4 Ennead, and with Atom in play, I generally prioritize Atom because he chains cards together. Getting rid of Atom will prevent extra mechanics from getting put into play. So we probably want to prioritize Atom. He's currently the highest HP villain target, although if we focus on him, he'll become the lowest. How many things are based on the lowest? Ancient Magics is 1. Death's Grasp. Elemental Storm. And Desert's Wrath. Alright, so it seems like reducing Atom's damage by 1, if we can get him to be lowest, would be nice. And now we have good hero, bad hero. Now we have Omnitron-U, who likes having his stuff destroyed. But he does have his Elemental Exochassis, which is nice when there's a bunch of fire damage on the Ennead side. But it doesn't help with the Infernal damage, which is possible. But I'm going to put that Exochassis out, and then Volatile Wire and Electro Deployment Unit. And we have a bunch of components that he can put into play at the start of his turn and act immediately, and if he doesn't like those, he can get whatever he wants from his deck. He has a very good starting hand. Or it. Is Omnitron an it? Or is he sentient enough to be referred to in terms of a gender? Or is he genderless? I should re-listen to the Omnitron episode so I can see the pronouns used reference to Omnitron. Alright, well, reducing damage to Haka. I like putting damage reduction cards out early because it pays its dividends over the course of the game. And I can give someone a Haka card. And since Unity has a platform bot that she would like to have out, but a base power that involves self-damage, we could probably shield her a bit from that. So we get Taiha and an Elbow Smash. 2 good cards. Actually, all 4 of these cards are good. That's the problem. So, I think we'll keep the Taiha. I want to keep my Hakas of Battle. Dish and Elbow Smash. And then I think I'm going to hold on to the remainder. And we'll save Unity some hit points. And we get our 3rd Haka of Battle. So Haka is super well set up for super damage. Christopher and Adam seem pretty wibbly on whether AIs or sapient in the Sentinels verse. I also haven't listened to a letters page in like 2 months. Not listened to one. I've not played one shots. I've not listened to letters page. I am a terrible Sentinels fan. I just play games. What should I play, guys? I think we should brainstorm an idea of what we should play. Maybe with some inspiration, we can repair my gameplay. We could reclaim the stream. But I'm just sitting here on my platform, trying to figure out Omnitron PI. I remember that. Omnitron Pi. Oh, Swiftbot. That's a good one. So we'll reduce Atom. And anytime we can deal damage to Shu, we might as well deal damage to Shu. And then another one. We have 3 targets. Whale. Nephthys does spread damage and spread healing. Isis does single target damage, so she's not really too bad. Her flip side is discards. Nephthys's is HP recovery. I'll hit Nephthys. They'll probably regain it back anyway. I do remember some of the recurring jokes. And then they all died. Yeah. And then they died. Although my favorite parts of "and then they died" is "and then they died." And that's not a joke. They seriously died. And then Mr. Fixer died. No, he did seriously die. And then his body was resurrected, and then he was, what's the word? He was hijacking his body. His soul was manifesting in his body. You know, I wanted to put Platform Bot out there, but Swift Bot is too tempting. Because Unity with extra card draws and card plays is great. Adam has quit multiple times. Akana, Mummy Trial. Whenever a villain target is destroyed, you may cry because that never happens in this game. This card has no effect. If you're wondering, villain targets in this game do not get destroyed, they get incapacitated. So Akana will have no reaction ever. Death's Grasp. One shot, Unk. The villain target with the lowest HP deals the hero target with the lowest HP 2 infernal damage. Unfortunately, that was not Atom. And Atom is unleashing his son's fury. Most cards in play is being dealt damage, and each villain target is regaining HP. I don't think the order really matters. We could at least put this on Writhe to reduce it. Oh, hey, speaking of Sun's Fury. We already saw that one. And hey, Atom's actually getting his damage reduction, so that's good. Instead of being the lowest HP villain target, he's now the highest HP villain target, so we're not good at our game. And he's back at max HP, so that was an exciting turn. Everything we did was undone. Okay. While Coordinated Assault, when we have Durasteel Chains, is at maximum damage dealing potential. We could also have this be Dr. Medico dealing the damage and regain the HP, except I didn't put the Oath in play! Someone didn't put the Oath in play. Maybe intentionally so. We don't need to regain 6 HP right now. Alright, now Atom is definitely lowest. We get another good hero, bad hero. Alright, I definitely want to play something that's going to have an immediate effect. How about I get my other Electro Deployment unit out? And I gotta slip through time. Which you don't want to play at the start of your turn. Do I want to play or draw? If I play the Focused Plasma Cannon, it will act immediately. Yes, let's do that. And then I can hit Atom. Bad Tries 101 doesn't want Christopher. Christopher and Adam reading letters to you. Christopher and Adam. Alright, well, I do not have any equipment in my trash, so if I play a card, and then I use Volatile Wiring, I'm going to be forced to play a card. And if I play Slip Through Time, I'm going to be forced to play the card in my hand, and then I will not have an alternative power. Actually, I wouldn't be forced to, but... I want to keep that for if I have a second power, and I'm not guaranteed to. So instead of playing a card and using my power, I'm going to skip my play, and then use my power to play. We draw Disruptive Flechettes, which is good AoE damage. Alright. Well, I'm going to put out my Taiaha. I'm going to beat up some Ennead. I came here to chew some gub and chew some gub. Gub being the brand of bubblegum that I chew. And beat up some Ennead. And, well, it turns out gub doesn't exist, so I guess I'm going to beat up some Ennead. Idiot? Wow. What is with my words today? The Idiot. We're fighting the Idiot. Yeah, just gonna wail on Nepsis. I can't hit you with this. Lots of Haka cards. Alright, 2 card plays. So Brainstorm would get me more cards, like a Construction Pylon and Volatile Parts. And then I think the same routine as previously here. I wish I could play my Construction... Oh, I can play my Construction Pylon. I do have 2 golems. And one of them is a Stealth Bot. Am I sure I'm not playing Spite? Alright, we're done with Spite's turn, and we've drawn Spite Bot. Now we're not gonna keep rehashing that meme. I do have to say, as strange as my language seems to be at times, it does lead to some funny effects, like the Idiot. Judgment of Anubis. When this card enters play, search the environment trash and deck for Anubis. Put him into play. If you search the environment deck, shuffle it. At the end of the environment turn, Anubis deals each target 2 infernal damage and destroys this card. Anubis, Lord of the Underworld. Anubis is immune to damage from environment cards. The first time a non-environment card is destroyed each turn, this card deals the non-environment target with the second highest HP 2 infernal damage. So this is a lot of damage, but guess what? He does extra damage to the Ennead because he's their nemesis! But the question does have to be asked if Stealthbot's going to redirect some of this. I think I'm going to redirect from Swiftbot because he is a little low. She, it, they, who's it's. The platform bot can definitely take it. Writhe doesn't need to worry about it, of course. Mainstay doesn't. Haka doesn't. I think the rest of us can take it. Anubis is much larger than his card would make it seem. I'm guessing that was pointed out in the Ennead letters page. Challenge Agent of Gloom win. Well, viewer's choice is a thing. Oh, look on the reward card. I haven't actually looked at those cards in detail. Blast of Flame! One-shot Sun. The villain target with the highest HP deals the hero target with the highest HP 3 fire damage. And Haka can take that, of course. I'm gonna go ahead and look that up, actually, since we're discussing it. I mean, I did, like, take a glance at the cards, and I was like, oh, look, these look official. Oh, I know how I can get to it. Let's go into my Gmail. Everything's in my Gmail. Oh, is it Demand of the Gods? No, that's not who it is. Or maybe it's the Magic of the Ennead? I don't know. Well, there's a card that has a better picture of Anubis, apparently. Well, I'm not ready to play my second chances yet, because no one's incapacitated. But we do have a good hero, bad hero, which will do a lot of damage. And heal up the Idealist. Why look at Egyptian gods when you could be staring at the ridiculous pretty Chrononist? Or Mist. Is it Mist or Nist? Chrono, or is it... Oh, it is Chrono. Chronoist. Yeah. I don't know what to say. Magic of the Gods. There's Demand of the Gods and there's a Magic of the Ennead. Okay, there we go. Magic of the Ennead is... Oh, I'm guessing it's the one on the middle top up there. Yeah. He is rather tall. Super tall. How tall is he? Look up there! It's a bird! It's a blade! No, it's just Anubis. Are we going to be able to destroy Atom? We do have 2 damage from Omnitron. We have 3 damage from Haka. We have 3 damage from Platform Bot. That is more than enough to deal with Atom. So I don't need to reduce his damage. So who's our next priority? Well, Nephthys... If we get an element card and we hit Nephthys, Nephthys doesn't do the damage that she says she's going to do. I could also hit Anubis. But Other than his one-shot, he's only going to hit the second highest, who is currently Isis, so I'm okay with that. We'll hit Isis instead. Not Isis, Nephthys. We'll draw positive energy. Very good for dealing with the Ennead. Alright, well, I'm hoping to draw another component. We got a reset. Well, my trash does have a card I would like to see. It's not an equipment card, so it's my base power wouldn't help with that, but I'm going to go ahead and play my reset. And draw the Blade of Coding. That is not a plating I want. So... I think I'm gonna disrupt the flechettes. Because there's never gonna be a villain ongoing card, so I don't need to worry about waiting for a good opportunity for that. Alright, so Atom will die to Platform Bot and Haka. So instead I'm going to throw fire damage on Shu, because anytime you can do non-melee or projectile damage, you should throw it on Shu. Now I think I'm going to once again skip my play, but use my power, and I'm going to play Slip Through Time this time, hoping to draw a card I would like. Disruptive Flechettes isn't necessarily that. But at least when Slip Through Time gets destroyed, Omnitron-U will react and do 2 fire damage. And I can go ahead and do this right now, because why not? Actually... did this already expire? I think it did. Yeah. I'm not gonna destroy it, Slip Through Time right now. So these are Haka cards. Unfortunately, I guess, I could increase someone's next damage by some number, but if I want to use Taiaha, that person has to be Haka. Yeah, let's pull out a Haka of battle. We have 3 of those. We have Vitality Surge and Taiaha. Well, I can ditch the Taiaha. And our heroes seem to be doing pretty well on hit points, so I don't need that restoration at the moment. If I lose the game because we run out of hit points, then I'll know the moment at which I lost the game. And I'll keep the Vitality Surge and the other Hakas. My next damage is increased by 2. So if I throw this on Atom, then I just wasted a card. So I'll throw this big hit on Nephthys. Do we have any other instances of single points of damage from anyone? We currently don't. If I put out Raptorbot, he could eat up Atom handily, though. Yeah, I'll put out Raptorbot. I have a base power that puts platform bots into, or puts mechanical golems into platform air. You know, this would be a good opportunity for an Inspired Repair, because look at the hit points we could regain. Get a Flash Forge. Perfect. I can play that and discard things that are not bots. And then I can put construction pylons and a champion bot that will work out even better than just Raptor bot. And one more. Should we get another Mr. Chomps? We should get another Mr. Chomps. Mr. Chomps is here. I can go ahead and play it. Why did I discard Hasty Augmentation? Because Hasty Augmentation is a terrible card that you should never... I'm kidding. It's not. Because I wanted more golems. I mean, certainly Hasty Augmentation with this hero team is really good. Hasty Augmentation with an Omnitron who has the thing where he deals damage based on damage he's reducing currently is super good. Did I put... Oh, I put 2 Raptor bots into play. Actually, that's not who I wanted in play. So I messed up. Because I want a champion bot, so the platform bot could do 4 damage. So now I'm a 4 damage. Perfect. And now Raptor bot is going to make Nephthys pay. Shemai's Mummy Trial. When this card enters play, search the environment trash and deck for the Rod of Anubis. Put it into play. If you search the environment deck, shuffle it. At the end of the environment turn, Shemai's deals the non-environment target with the second lowest HP 2 infernal damage. Rod of Anubis. Treasure Relic. When a trial card is destroyed, one player may place this card in their play area. They gain the following power. Power. Your hero deals one target 2 infernal damage. No, platform bot. You can take it. The Grave Beckons. One-shot Onk. Destroy each non-villain target with 3 or fewer HP. Well, there goes the Raptor bot. Also, by the way, Atom flipped, and now that he's incapacitated, at the start of the villain turn, shuffle the villain trash into the villain deck, so... We're gonna lose some amount of control over villain things, although we didn't really have villain control, did we? Who's considered at the second highest? Omnitron, I guess. But Shemai's, or not Shemai's, what's her face? Is in the process of being destroyed, so I can't see it. Was a trial, so I can move this to someone's play area. So, all of these heroes would probably benefit from this. Well, I'm tempted to throw it on Unity in case she doesn't have anything to do in a turn, so I'm going to do that. Because all these other heroes have powers that we don't mind having. You've been dealt 2 damage so far, so you can take 2 more. Alright, well. Let's go ahead and just heal up the team and deal damage. They haven't been too annoying so far. Because they haven't pulled out too many. Maybe I should have played advanced after all. Oh well, we're having a good time, aren't we? Talking about all the things we could do on our turns. Such as putting out Hippocratic Oath. Not discarding hasty augmentation. Alright, what shall I do? Nephthys is easily going to be dispatched. In fact, well, the Raptor bots are gone, but I do have another set in my hand. They can deal with the non-Shu things. So I feel like whenever I can deal damage that's not melee or projectile, it should go on Shu. So we shall use the TK Thump. The sooner we get rid of Shu, the earlier this game ends. Or not. Alright, let's draw a card like Defensive Blast. Hey, that's the card that would benefit from hasty augmentation. Oh well. I could play any of these cards during my turn, so I'm going to draw another card, like Gaussian Coil Blaster. Or Gaussian. Gaussian? Gaussian. I don't remember how that word's actually supposed to be pronounced. Because it's actually a man. His name is Gauss. Which card should take effect first? He was a mathematician. He did things. No, you can take it. The sooner we get rid of the villain, the sooner the game ends. The object of the game is to win. The way you win is to win before the villains win. In order to make that happen, you reduce their HP to 0 first. Unless you're facing the Dreamer, in which case that doesn't hold true. Gauss? I've always heard it as Gauss. It's a German name, I believe. So I don't want to do the ablative coating. Do I want to put Defensive Blast out and use it? It's going to do 4 damage to everyone. It will take out Nephthys. She will be down to 5. Isis will be down to 12. But since I don't have the hasty augmentation, I can't just do 12 damage willy-nilly. Someone was an idiot there. There's 1 vote for Defensive Blast. What are you pronouncing? Gaussian Coil Blaster, or is it Gaussian Coil Blaster, or is it Gauss, or is it Gauss? I guess you'll have to ask Christopher and Adam. And then he'll say it's Goosen. It's the Goosen Coil Blaster. And Goose happened to be Unity's grandfather. Great-great-grandfather, as revealed in the Freedom 5 Annual number 36. I'm making that up, don't quote me on that. Are they linguists now? It's their cards. They can be pronounced however they want it to be pronounced. Alright, ablative coating, so we could do another defensive blast in the future. Should I try to wrap up the game now? There's probably a path to victory somewhere here. Quickly! Everybody quote him on it! You've been quoted. I don't think I can do 5 damage to Shu with but a platform bot. But if I have 2 platform bots, I could do 8 damage to Shu. But then I'd need to make up the rest of the damage myself. If I put out a Haka of Battle, I draw 2 cards, I discard 5. 5 plus 3 is 8, so I can do 8 damage to Isis. Isis will be down to 4. But that still doesn't win it. If I put out 2 Raptor bots, which I could use a robot reclamation to get a Raptor bot back, and I play a construction pylon, they're gonna do, let's see, there will be 5 golems in play. 5 plus 1 is 6, plus an additional point from champion bot is 7, so 7 plus 7 is 14. They'll take out Isis by themselves. But we still have that issue of Shu. The 5 damage on Shu is one thing. You're wondering how to deal 12 damage to Isis with Haka and Unity. Well, I just described it. 2 Raptor bots. Done. I suppose I know now. Yeah, Isis is not the problem. Yes, bring on the chat does evil things section of Dolphin's Dive. Well, let's see. Elbow Smash, Taiha would do 6 damage to Isis. We still have that issue, though, of enough damage to Shu. Oh, don't apologize, 8 escape. Don't worry. If you feel ashamed for comments. Like, I'm sure there was Twitch delay, so I should have taken that into consideration and not responded to you immediately. If anything, I should apologize to you. We're going to take a moment of silence to reflect on the evil thing that Lou just said. Alright, well, Raptor bots will easily dispatch with Isis, and Omnitron-U with focused plasma cannons and defensive blasts can deal with Shu, so we're not really going to worry too much about Shu. Although, if I do Elbow Smash and Taiha and Raptor Bot and Platform Bot, I can take out Isis and then deal 4 damage to Shu. So that might be a bit of a better plan. So let's just go ahead and do that. And is there a way to get Shu to be second lowest and then Shimais wins the game? That's another thought. Platform bot will do 4 damage though, is the problem. If Unity uses Rod of Anubis, she'll do 3 damage because of Champion Bot. And then Shu will be down to 2. And it won't be second lowest because we will not have another Golem in play. I want to use 2 powers with Unity. How hard is it? I wonder if there's a card in Unity's deck that would let Unity use a power. Like Hasty Augmentation. Haka battle the platform bot. I wish I could play a card on a target that will be in play in the future, but I can't. Yeah, I don't think there's a way. Unfortunately. I'll just take out Shimais. That'll be my demise. Okay, you could stay there, Unity. Just murder them already. Alright, fine. I'm sorry. I'm trying to min-max, which is never a good thing. So there's the platform bot, there's the raptor bot. There's the platform bot, there's a hasty augmentation! If only I could play it. Who knows, maybe Judgment of Anubis will come back out. Nope. Ursh! Mummy. At the end of the environment turn, reveal the top 4 cards of the environment deck. Put all revealed trial cards into play. Discard the remaining revealed cards. And we get Swinging Blades. Trial. At the end of the environment turn, deal each target 3 melee damage. Oh great, that will hit Shu! Oh shoot! It's melee damage. At the start of the environment turn, a hero target may take 2 melee damage. If they take damage this way, destroy this card. And I guess that was the only trial revealed. Cool. I don't know about you, but I want to save Raptorbot. But everyone else will survive. Wraith is going to be able to redirect this to a target that still won't take melee damage. So now I'm actually thinking, you know, well, if Shimais were still in play, she actually would have acted before Swinging Blades, or he would have acted before Swinging Blades. So it wouldn't have actually helped. But as long as there's no taste of immortality or rise to power, we win. Blast of Flame, one-shot Sun. The villain target with the highest HP deals the hero target with the highest HP 3 fire damage. No, don't worry about it. Okay. What do we do now? Well, this does melee, whatever. HP recovery. Melee damage. So we'll just take out Shu. Or Ursh, rather. Silly Ursh. Do the only damage that could hit Shu. And then Omnitron. We'll go ahead and play that Gusuyan Queoblastu. And we'll draw a card. Because whatever. We win! Wow. No other Ennead came out in that entire game. I'm surprised. They were too slow at getting set up. Maybe there should be an advanced rule that lets extra ones come into play. Alright, well. It's a victory. And now it's time for everyone's favorite part of the stream. Viewer's Choice. The rules of Viewer's Choice are the same as they always have been. We select a game based on what the chat decides. I pose a question to chat one at a time, usually like number of heroes, solo or team villain, what are the villains, what are the heroes, what are the environments, difficulty of the villains, etc. And the first answer that gets to 2 votes wins. And I type the questions in chat instead of asking them verbally so that there's no unfairness in terms of chat delay being non-uniform for each viewer. And the game that is determined is the game that I play, as easy or hard as it may be. So the only thing I will make mention of is that someone said something earlier about challenge spite Agent of Gloom. Alright, here we go, viewer's choice. I need a cleaner viewer's choice text. I do apologize. It's not something I've ever really whipped up. I just made it in like 5 seconds and I never bothered changing it because I'm too lazy. Alright, solo or team villain. 2 votes solo. Choose the villain. We have these villains here. And we have 3 votes spite. So, since we have a villain with a variant, I shall read out the different, or summarize rather, the different spite games. Vanilla Spite plays an extra card on his turn and flips when there are 5 drugs in play. When he flips, all villain cards other than drugs in this card are destroyed. And instead of playing cards, he deals damage. Variant Spite puts the drugs face down in front of him and flips a face down villain card face up at the start of his turn. And deals damage, and sometimes flips drugs face down, and flips when there are enough cards under the safe house, at which point face down, face up drugs no longer get flipped, and they're permanently in the game. And then there's fun victim mechanics at this point in the game. Alright, so those are the 2 versions of Spite. So, base Spite or Agent of Gloom Spite. 2 votes Agent of Gloom. Alright, we're facing Spite Agent of Gloom. So who are the heroes that will face us? First off, how many heroes will be facing Gloom? 2 votes 5. So, choose your first hero. Two votes Legacy. So Legacy has 3 variants. He has his base, Finest Legacy. Until the start of your next turn, increase damage dealt by hero targets by 1. Very solid damage increaser. We have Newest Legacy. Legacy deals 1 target 3 energy damage, so it's a good damage dealer, stronger than most base power damage dealing effects. And then we have Greatest Legacy. 1 hero regains 1 HP and may use a power. Very good. Able to use your best power twice in a round. So, and I have to remember, well, I guess it was base, newest, or greatest legacy. I try to keep saying base for the thing. So that's 2 votes greatest. So we are having the extra power usage legs. Who is his sidekick? Two votes Nightmist. Nightmist is Legacy's companion, or principal companion in this fight. Her base power, Nightmist deals herself 2 infernal damage, draw 2 cards. Her variant, Darkwatch Nightmist, reveal the top 3 cards of your deck. Put them back on top of your deck in any order. A power that might turn very useless if we get a certain drug in play. So we're gonna play with base or Dark Watch Nightmist. 2 votes base. Good choice. I support your choice. Trying to be very impartial here. And failing spectacularly. 2 votes Parse. So Parse's base power, Parse deals 1 target 2 projectile damage. Her variant, Fugue State, play the bottom card of your deck. If you discarded a card this turn, 1 other player may play the bottom card of their deck. Two votes base. Base Parse. Is there anyone in chat who actually likes Spite? Spite is a villain. Who likes villains? Villains are terrible. We're playing up to 5 heroes, right? 5 was the one that won? Yes. 2 votes Mr. Fixer. So Mr. Fixer, base power. Mr. Fixer deals 1 target, 1 melee damage. His variant, Dark Watch. Mr. Fixer deals 1 target, 3 melee damage. Destroy a hero, ongoing, or equipment card as a consequence of the strength. Base or Dark Watch, Mr. Fixer. 1 vote base, 1 vote Dark Watch, 1 vote base, or 2 votes base. So base Fixer. And who is the hero that showed up at the last minute? Forgot to bring his shoes. Forgot to set his alarm, rather, I guess is the better one. I say his, but I meant them. Forgot to set their alarm. Two votes Argent Adept. Argent Adept slept in. Showed up last minute, still brought into the ring. Base power. Activate a perform text. His variant, Prime Wardens. Put the bottom card of your deck into play. You may activate an accompany text. With that description, you should have put a setback. I wasn't intending to play off of setback. I was just trying to keep up with the theme of we have the leader, we have the second in command, we have the 2 best friends, and then we have the person, the 5th wheel of this 4-wheeler. Alright, base or Prime Wardens? Argent. Adept. 2 votes Prime Wardens. Alrighty. So, penultimate question. Where the heck is Spite, Agent of Gloom, taking in Rang? Where's the environment? Two votes, Rook City. Alrighty, so the last question, and the one that is chat's favorite question, is the difficulty. So, Spite, Agent of Gloom. Advanced front side. At the end of the villain turn, a face-down villain card is flipped face-up. So he flips his drugs faster on his front side, making it less likely for you to be able to get him flipped with no drugs face-up, or even get him flipped. Or you might not even opt to flip him at that point because he'll just have every drug in play. It'll make it, yeah, it'll be even less likely to get him flipped with no drug, or with possible drugs face down. Is what I'm trying to say, because you have to do it within 2 turns. Otherwise, he'll have every drug face up. On his flip side, the advanced rule: at the end of the villain turn, a victim is destroyed. So he'll regain HP or have other counter effects based on the victim that's destroyed. And of course, his challenge text. After Spite is defeated, he is immediately replaced by Skinwalker Gloomweaver without altering the environment or any of the heroes or hero cards. Heroes do not regain HP or draw cards. The game resumes at the start of Gloomweaver's turn. So, standard, advanced, challenge, or ultimate. Two votes challenge. We are playing Challenge Spite Agent of Gloom against America's Greatest Legacy, Nightmist, Parse, Mr. Fixer, and Prime Wardens Argent Adept in Rook City. The actions you take become your own legacy. Stand proud! So, America's Greatest Legacy is starting with a back-fist strike, bolster allies, danger sense, and heroic interception. Nightmist starts with an enlightenment, mist field recovery, oblivion, and starshield necklace. Parse starts with a critical multiplier, quick calculation, snap decision, and targeting arrow. Mr. Fixer starts with riveting crane, salvage yard, and 2 tire irons. Prime Wardens Argent Adept starting with a syncopated onslaught, Teleman's lyra, vernal sonata, and Zoo's bell. So, Spite, Villain, Agent of Gloom. Yes, there is actually a villain on this card. As you can see, there's just a wall of text. Setup. At the start of the game, Spite enters play, Agent of Gloom side up. All 5 drug cards from the villain deck are put face down in the villain play area. The Safe House card is put into play. The villain deck is shuffled. Gameplay. At the start of the villain turn, if there are 5 cards under the Safe House, Spite flips. If not, flip a face down villain card face up. Whenever a Lab Raid would enter play, instead it is discarded, and Spite deals each hero target 2 melee damage. At the end of the villain turn, Spite deals the hero target with the highest HP 5 infernal damage. Excuse me. If there are more cards under the Safe House than face-up drug cards, a drug card is flipped face down. Face-down villain cards are indestructible. Challenge, Summoner and Overlord. After Spite is defeated, he is immediately replaced by Skinwalker, Gloomweaver without altering the environment or any of the heroes or hero cards. Heroes do not regain HP or draw cards. The game resumes at the start of Gloomweaver's turn. On his flip side, Villain, Broken Vessel. Gameplay. Increased damage dealt by Spite by 1 for each card under the Safe House. Whenever a card is placed under the Safe House, 1 player may draw a card. Whenever a victim is destroyed, Spite deals each hero target 1 psychic damage. Whenever a Lab Raid would be played, instead it is discarded, and Spite deals each hero target 2 melee damage. At the start of each hero turn, that player may remove a card from under the Safe House and put it into play. If they do, they may play a card. At the end of the villain turn, Spite deals the hero target with the lowest HP 4 melee damage. Face down villain cards are still indestructible. So, let's see. Safe House. When this card enters play, reveal cards from the top of the villain deck until a victim card is revealed. Put it into play, shuffle the rest of the revealed cards back into the villain deck. Spite never flips to his drug-racked monstrosity side in this version, so that doesn't happen. This card and cards under this card are indestructible. Cards under this card have no text. What's up? Straight men won't notice that detail, so it's better to say it straight out. Because Prime Warden's Argent Adept doesn't have a crotch. Interesting. Lost Child. Victim. At the start of each hero turn, that hero may choose for Spite to deal them 4 melee damage. If they take damage this way, put this card under the Safe House card. When this card is destroyed, Spite regains 5 HP. I don't want to ask about this chat. Hey! I do like Argent Adept's suit. Even though there's a certain detail that seems a little weird, but hey, you never know. He could just be wearing a cup or something. I don't know. Alrighty. Which card are we flipping face up? Is it this one? Is it this one? Is it this one? I generally don't really know, so I just flipped the first one. PL626 Compound XI, which we'll read in a second. Potential sidekick. Victim. At the start of each hero turn, that player may discard 3 cards. If they do, put this card under the Safe House card. At the start of the villain turn, each player draws 2 cards. When this card is destroyed, Spite deals each hero 2 psychic damage, then regains 5 HP. Today on Inappropriate Discussions of Superhero Costumes. Alright, PL626 Compound XI. Drug. Whenever a hero uses a power, Spite deals them 2 toxic damage, and that hero's player discards the top 5 cards of their deck. This card is indestructible. If this card would be put into the trash, put it into play instead. It's a superhero cup. It's different. Well then. We have 2 victims. That's the good news. The bad news is, and this is one of my criticisms with this version of Spite, is that the drug mechanic is interesting, except 9 times out of 10 doesn't do much, or you can't do much about it. Like, if there are more cards under the safe house than face-up drug cards, the drug is flipped face down. That sounds like fun, and we have 2 victims, and 2 is certainly greater than 1. But when it comes time to be Spite's next turn, he's going to flip another card face-up. Right? At the start of the villain turn, flip a face-down villain card face-up. We'll have 2 drugs and 2 victims under the safe house at most. So he will not flip a card face down. That's the sad news. So, do we wish to have Spite put victims under the safe house? I guess it's not really Spite, is it us? Are we putting victims into the safe house? And for now, I'm going to keep the potential sidekick out, because that's lots of card draws we can get. So I'm going to keep the Lost Child in danger. I don't care how cute you are, single color form-fitting bodysuits don't work on guys. What does guys have to do with this? Guys could wear a single color form-fitting bodysuit if he wanted to, and he'd so pull it off. Alrighty, well, powers are now a little bit of an issue. And we do not have the drug, or not the drug, we don't have the drug in Fixer's hand. I'm gonna bolster allies and maybe we'll get better options. We get a Backfist Strike, an Elder Ring, an Exploit Vulnerability, a Bloody Knuckles, and an Event of Preparation. Okay. Not really what I was hoping for. So if I have Legacy use a power, another hero will use a power, and they'll both be dealt 2 toxic damage. If I have Fixer use a power, we could perhaps salvage Yard and try to get Hoist Chain. Hoist Chain will help in this fight, I think. Let's try to get Hoist Chain as fast as we can. You'd be concerned if Mr. Fixer had drugs in his hand. Alright, we're not doing this. We're not doing that. I'm gonna put out the necklace out. Just so you have it. Someday we will have the Amulet of the Elder Gods. Today is probably not that day. I don't need to discard for this just yet. She's at 23. If only Critical Multiplier could chain well with Spite forcing discards from her deck. Be that as it may, I'm going to opt for Snap Decision so she can play more cards, but I don't need to do damage right now with her. She doesn't even have equipment cards in her hand anyway. No. No. Did we get the Hoist Chain? We did not. But I could put out Riveting Crane. Did we get the Hoist Chain yet? We have not. No. No. And yes, let's put out the extra card plays one. I could have a card play or extra card draws for Argent Adept. Well. If I get Parse's Critical Multiplier out before she could discard a card, we could really help out with Fixer. Or, not just Fixer, anyone. I'm not a super fan of Compound XI. Blighted Streets. Increased damage dealt to hero targets by 1. At the end of each hero's turn, if that hero dealt no damage this turn, their player may discard 2 cards to destroy this card. After this card is destroyed, play the top card of the villain deck. It's sort of bad, but also sort of okay if we can get more victims out of it. Mindfire is out. Surge of Strength, Fortitude, Planar Banishment, Astral Premonition, Impossible Shot, Critical Multiplier, Jackhandle, Syncopated Onslaught, Scherzo Frost and Flame. Good Samaritan, Victim. At the start of the environment turn, the players may choose to play the top card of the villain deck. If they do, put this card under the safe house card. When this card is destroyed, Spite regains 5 HP. Blighted Streets was destroyed. We get another card play. On the Prowl. One shot. Destroy a victim card. Reveal cards from the top of the villain deck until a victim card is revealed. Put it into play. Shuffle the rest of the revealed cards into the villain deck. Well, we have 3 victims. We're going to lose one of them, but we might get another one into play. And then at the start of his next, or at the end of his next turn, he'll have 3 drugs in play. So we hope to get 4 victims, ultimately. So I think I need to be able to have extra victims enter play. So let's hope that Good Samaritan can luck out and get another victim. Innocent Bystander. Victim. At the start of each hero turn, that player may discard 3 cards. If they do, put this card under the safe house card. When this card is destroyed, Spite regains 5 HP. Also, I haven't read Mindfire yet. Mindfire. Drug. At the end of the villain turn, destroy all environment cards. Spite deals each hero target X psychic damage, where X equals the number of environment cards destroyed this way. This card is indestructible. If this card would be put into the trash, put it into play instead. So... if Parse had deck manipulation, we could make sure that the Good Samaritan would be super nice. Actually, even if the Good Samaritan puts a victim into play, unless that victim is another Good Samaritan who also reveals a non-victim destroying card, there's not really much point in putting victims under the safe house still. So I think I'm not going to opt for these. I'm still bolstering our allies, because I still hope to get Fixer's Hoist Chain. Nope. But we could still have him discard a bunch of cards. Winners don't use drugs. So did we finally discard a Hoist Chain? We did not. Hoist Chain is apparently in the bottom half of Fixer's deck. No, and no. You smell like Kai's opportunity. If I saw what happened to Spite, I'd be scared to so much as to drink coffee. I could Enlighten. Maybe Fixer will draw something that way. We reveal a 3. Fixer gets a Savage Yard, Overdrive, Dual Crowbars. Apparently, the Hoist Chains are the bottom 4th of Fixer's deck. Probably shouldn't have used that power, because it's going to be a double effect, but Nightmist does want cards. But I can go ahead and discard a 4 to get that HP back. No! Actually, with Critical Multiplier, that would be super nice. But I'm going to wait for the second Critical Multiplier to come out before I take advantage of that. Actually, quick calculation could be good. So... ooh, Between the Lines. Interesting. Let's lose the Exploit Vulnerability. And go ahead and increase Fixer. Let's find a card we'd like. Extrasensory Awareness is one that I want. Data mining is not going to be immediately useful. No. I mean, I could. Now let's see what happens with the Good Samaritan. So if I Extrasensory Awareness, and then I Extrasensory Awareness. Perfect. Discard the collateral damage. Put the Good Samaritan on top. Then we'll have 4 victims under the safe house. No, don't shuffle. So I do want to discard cards now. And the best things to discard are the tools, because Salvage Yard can get them back. Overdrive maybe, unless there's already one in my trash, which there is. So tool, or equipment. Although I probably wanted that one. What was the one I just discarded? Dual crowbars? Yeah, I want that one. I could play that one. So, Jack Handle, as fun as it is, there's not really too many things to hit in this game. So, does Argent Adept have 3 equipments? He does, so we could discard those as well. So we can go ahead and have Argent Adept do that. Still trying to get the thingy with the stuff. The thing. Hoist chain. You get a pipe wrench, though. Did we discard a hoist chain? We did not. The hoist chains were in the bottom 7 cards of your deck. What is this? What is this? Bottom 8 out of 40, 7 out of 40. I'm trying to round up to make this math easier. That's 8 out of 20. 8 out of 40 is 2 out of 10. Bottom 20% of your deck. Man. You can discard your equipments, fool. Do we have another card drawing thing? No, I don't. I could have you play that critical multiplier, baby. Maybe. I don't know. Let's put the Syncopated Onslaught out. I do still want to get Argent Adept set up. Good Arcane Cadence, good. Vernal Sonata always goes in hand. Not necessarily a good strategy, but it's a good pattern. Instrumental Conjuration is a good card for getting any instrument you want. Sadistic Dissonance already in play. Scherzo, Frost and Flame is in hand, but it could be doubled up with Drake's Pipes. And then Idasar's Horn. Well, Idasar's Horn could easily go into the trash because of Salvage Yard someday. The card that's put on top of my deck, though, is going to get discarded immediately. So, Sadistic Dissonance on top. We'll put Instrumental Conjuration on the bottom, because then I'll know where it is. Horn in the trash, play the Scherzo. Someone else may play a card. Who wants to play a card? We could get that Inspiring Presence out. Because HP recovery. And if we get the drug that makes us return cards to hand, we could start the Inspiring Presence game. Polyphoric Flare. I want to play the top card of the villain deck. Oh my gosh, it's a Good Samaritan! Do I want to play the top card of the villain deck? I do. Oh my gosh, it's a Lost Child! Scum and Villainy. At the end of the environment turn, play the top card of the villain deck. At the start of the environment turn, the villain character card with the highest HP deals each hero target 4 melee damage, then destroy this card. On the Prowl. One shot. Destroy a victim card. Reveal cards from the top of the villain deck until the victim card is revealed. Put it into play. Shuffle the rest of the revealed cards into the villain deck. Poor lost child. Innocent bystander. So we're going to flip this one. It's the PL602 compound Omicron. And we have another on the prowl. And another innocent bystander. And oh my gosh. Oh, no, we're not there yet. PL602 compound Omicron. Drug. The first time Spite would be dealt damage each turn. Reduce that damage by 3. This card is indestructible. If this card would be put into the trash, put it into play instead. So who wants damage? Legacy can take the damage. Oh my gosh, what is this choice? Select a card to flip face down. We did it! We did it! There are enough victims to make him be less high. Now, which drug is the worst? I wonder, which drug is the worst? Like, Mindfire is the worst, right? Because he's going to destroy Scum and Villainy. And then he's going to deal us 1 psychic damage each. But I'd rather have Scum and Villainy, because I would rather him deal 4 melee damage each. Or, Compound Omicron, I could deal more damage to Spite, although damage dealt to him is irreducible thanks to Mr. Fixer. Nope, we're going to get rid of Compound XI, so now I can use powers and not get my cards discarded. It's going to make it harder to hit Hoist Chain, which was in the bottom 7 cards of Mr. Fixer's deck, but that's a problem for another day. The DR1 will slow the game down, but there are ways to mitigate it. Because presently, damage dealt to Spite is irreducible, so that drug is ineffective until we get to Mr. Fixer's turn. Then we have the issue of having to get past his damage reduction with Mr. Fixer. But we do have a Parse who does allow for the next damage dealt by a target to be increased by 1 repeatedly. Do we need this victim under the safe house? Well, if we do, then we can flip Spite, and then we'll have these 2 drugs in play permanently. Instead, so he'll destroy environment cards and deal damage, as well as make the next damage or first damage reduced by 3, which, is, as we said, is ineffective. But we won't get the other drugs, one of which is increased damage dealt by Spite by 1 and return 3 cards in play to hand. And the other one is, at the end of Spite's turn, he deals each target 1 infernal damage. Which, that one isn't actually too bad. If we can get the Hoist Chain out. The problem, though, is that when he flips, he's going to have his damage increased by 5. Because of all the victims under the safe house. And that could be terrible, but we could put a Heroic Interception out. The problem, though, is that he also deals damage to the hero with the lowest HP. 4 plus 5 is 9, and unfortunately the Legacy would be affected. So I could put it Heroic Interception into play on, like, Argent Adept's turn. So then we could have Nightmist deal herself 2 damage and Mr. Fixer do a dual crowbars on Nightmist, and then we can make Nightmist for sure the lowest. But it is a little sketch. Because Mindfire is going to go off too. He's going to do at least 1, probably. Plus 5. To Legacy. And then Legacy will be lowest again. Okay. This is a little issue, isn't it? If Legacy had the one that reduces... What is it? It was probably discarded at some point. No, it wasn't actually. What's the card I'm thinking of? Superhuman durability. If he had that, he would certainly be more willing to take 5 or more damage from a single source. Legacy can take 1 for the team. Well, if Legacy gets incapped, he has use a power, draw a card, discard the top card of a deck. So he still has the use a power part of it, which isn't too bad. So if Legacy's going to end up taking 1 for the team, he should discard the 3 cards. Let's lose a Surge of Strength. Maybe we could use it someday. Lose a Back Fist Strike. Maybe we'll use it someday. I'm going to ditch Danger Sense, I think. I'm going to play the Fortitude. An Argent Adept hasn't gotten the one where he can let another hero draw cards, so... I think I need to make sure I use extra sensory awareness some number of times in case the environment forces Spite to play a card. We don't want the card to come out. Why am I not having Parse discard for critical multiplier? That's a good question. We're not going to do that. Parse is happy to discard. Alright, Fortitude. Maybe I want to give this hit point to Legacy, actually. Just so he has an extra hit point to safeguard. Do we have another thingy? I guess it's not going to help. No, we don't have another doohickey card. Yeah, this is going to be Jerk Legacy. He doesn't have an extra power, but he wants the hit point. Actually, I don't even need to do anything. I could just Mistbound Spite. And then he can't play a card. Which is good, because he could do something. Alright, Mistbound it is. I'm going to say... Planar Banishment. I don't need too many of those. Astral Premonition, I don't need as much with Parse. Spite cannot play cards. Oh yeah, Inspiring Presence. Oops. Oh well. Call forth. Heedless Lash. Elder Ring. I'm gonna try to keep Nightmist low for a bit. Alright, discard. Let's see, data mining. Increase fixers. Play a card. Like critical multiplier. Yes. And then I have to discard 3. Exploit vulnerability. Fixer. Fixer. Oh man. Recompile, though, I don't have enough cards to really use it, but it certainly works really well with the critical multipliers. I want to use Targeting Arrow, because this will make it really easy to deal damage to Spite for a bit. Damage, power use. I have to discard 2 of these. I'm going to lose a Recompile because I don't have enough cards for it. And then... I want to keep that Impossible Shot, I think. But Between the Lines is so good. Urgh. Impossible Shot. Okay. Targeting Arrow. So let's manipulate his deck Although I guess it's not a priority. I might as well use targeting arrows effect while it's active. Because Spike can't play cards. I could just manipulate his deck on the next opportunity. Get a recompile. Okay. My next damage is increased by 7 if I put out Bloody Knuckles and I hit myself. How much damage could I do? It's actually a safe time to play Bloody Knuckles if we're gonna Heroic Interception. But is this suicide? Increased damage to and by Mr. Fixer by 2. Increased damage dealt by Mr. Fixer by 1. Increased damage dealt by hero targets by 1. So how many plus 1s is there? That's 7, 8, 10, 12, 13. He'll deal himself 13 damage. And then do a metric crap ton to Spite. And hey, then he'll be lowest, so Spite will keep trying to hit Fixer. $16 damage! Mr. Fixer is not capable of dealing damage, not at all. 1 melee damage, that's too little. That's still not a hoist chain. Okay. Vernal Sonata will keep Legacy alive, right? Plus, we're not discarding cards anymore, so we could safely put whatever cards on top of our deck. So if Legacy happens to survive, what would he like to have? Lead from the front and next evolution, right? That completely negates Spite. However, we do have another lead from the front. We do have another next evolution in hand. But yes, one of those probably. Let's take Takedown. Or not Takedown, not that one, not that one, not that one. Absolute Zero Fixer, Dual Crowbars, Grease Monkey, and Twist the Ether. That is a great combination. Lead from the front is what I wanted. Okay. Nightmist, we could put whatever card on top, and then she could use that card if she plays a certain card. Heedless Lash. Do we have an amulet? We do have an amulet. I think quick calculation's probably best, because that will help feed her card draws. Toolbox. Probably. Or Harmony. Probably Harmony. We don't have Harmony yet, do we? We don't. I know we're trying to get Hoist Chain, but I can't deny the power of Harmony. I just hit Fixer for 14 to deal an extra 6. That seems dumb. Well, the thing is, though, once Legacy plays the Heroic Interception, Mr. Fixer will be the lowest HP hero, and he'll be immune to damage. So Spite, on his flip side, is going to try to deal 4 melee damage to Mr. Fixer, increased by 5, which is the most dangerous part. But because Fixer will be immune to damage, he won't take that damage. Alright, so I want that Super Tonic. The bottom card of my deck is an Instrument Caller, which is fine. I could put an instrument from my trash into play, couldn't I? Which is probably better, because I could utilize that rhythm if I do the Teleman's Lyra in conjunction with Inspiring Supertonic. And now Legacy! Yay! Everyone's immune to damage except himself. Alright. Hopefully we don't get screwed up with the environment. Scum and Villainy. At the end of the environment turn, play the top card of the villain deck. Oh, we already read this. And you can't play cards. And he flips. Spite can't play cards. Tries to hit Fixer, fails. Does 6 damage, reduced by 1, and then immune to damage. We did it! We survived the flip! Alright, do we want to put a card under Safe House into play? If you do, play a card. And we certainly want to get rid of these 5 victims. So they get the sidekick back out. And now I can play cards. So let's get set up now. We know we will not be able to lose any card put into play. Because Spite's not going to get his drug that returns cards from play into hand. So I can go ahead and safely play a Surge of Strength. So I'm going to go ahead and get like set up. Make Legacy immune to damage. No. Danger Sense. I could like Back Fist Strike and Flying Smash and stuff, but I'm just gonna now take my time and get set up. Fixer now wants hit points. Might as well utilize this dual crowbars while it still exists. I'm not gonna hit anyone else though. I can't hit Fixer again. He's immune to damage. Or no, he could be hit again. No, he could be hit. No, we're not gonna do that. That's silly talk. I could do the second hit on Nightmist, except we don't have the amulet yet. But now. There's lead from the front. So I can now put a card into play. To play a Heedless Lash, which reveals an amulet. Wait, did I have the Master of Magic? I don't. Okay, that's fine. Super damage to Spite. Put that in play. No. Actually I want to use Tome because I don't want Nightmist to keep hitting herself for 3. So Enlightenment and Mist Form. And if with Mist Form, Nightmist will be forever immune to damage. Could put Mist Form out now and then just wait for Gloomweaver to come out and then kill himself. I can discard this 4. Keep her hit points high while we don't have other means. Yes. Good Samaritan. Discard a card. Oh, I'm playing a card. Okay, I see what I'm doing. Ugh. I'll recompile. Okay. It's only 1. But I can increase Fixer's next damage by 2, and I can draw 2 cards, like a quick calculation and a targeting arrow. I can discard a targeting arrow, increase Fixer's next damage by 2. Quick calculation. Okay. Gauge is good. Buffer Overflow is good. Impossible Shot draws a card. Buffer Overflow isn't as needed, though. If I'm gonna keep controlling his deck with like extra sensory awareness. So I'm gonna put Buffer Overflow on the bottom. Then I'm gonna Impossible Shot to draw a card. Between the Lines, you're back. And let's see. Forced Entry, Lab Raid, Collateral Damage. Forced Entry destroys a victim. Collateral damage destroys a victim and then destroys more when he deals more damage. Lab Raid would not actually enter play. It would be discarded and he deals each hero target 2 melee damage. So I think we're going to opt for a victim destruction, and I guess we're going to go with Forced Entry because it's at least not ongoing. Then the next card play, if he happens to play another one, or... Yeah, let's lose collateral damage. That one's worse. Don't shuffle. Yes. Innocent bystander. Okay. I wish I could draw cards, but I can't. This could be the time for Pipe Wrench, because I'm not really going to utilize Dual Crowbar second hit for the time being. Although I do have Amulet. Hit Spite and then hit Spite again. That's actually pretty tempting. Nope. Hoist Chain was in the bottom 7 cards of Fixer's deck. I think I'm going to go in Salvage Yard. Because there are a number of equipments that we can get back with it. Actually, every time I discard a card with Nightmist, I should have discarded an equipment card. Didn't really think about that. If I Salvage Yard and then I Bloody Knuckles again. Although that's now risky, because... yeah, I don't want to keep Bloody Knuckles out while he could take damage. I mean, I don't have to play a card. I do want to keep Dual Crowbars, but I'm going to put Pipe Wrench out later, maybe. I want to keep Riveting Crane so we can make sure Spite could keep taking damage. And I don't have anything else that would otherwise help. So I'll just go ahead and play Salvage Yard. Yeah, let's play Overdrive. No. And it's actually put more equipment in my hand. I could put Toolbox in play. Alright, there we go. Harmony, which I put on top, and a Toolbox. Hoist Chains! They were in the bottom! 12.5% of your deck. I don't think the order would matter, right? So let's just hit Spite first. And then redirect. And yeah, I guess just keep discarding equipments because we do have another Salvage Yard. And then I can do another hit. I can't redirect with Nightmist again. Does someone want to take 3 so I could do 5 to Spite? Like, Argent Adept has a lot of hit points. He can take it. Get a Pipe Wrench! You were in the bottom 10% of the deck! Was Hoist Chain even in this game at all? What the heck, man? Alright, put a card into play. Yeah, Inspiring Supertonic should come out at some point. If I put a victim under the safe house, we can have someone draw a card, so we could keep having Fixer draw cards, but I don't want to give Spite a +1 before his turn. We'll just have Legacy and Nightmist and Parse especially, and Fixer keep discarding. So, I have my Lyra. I don't have my Harp. I would like my Harp. Let's Arcane Cadence and hope to get my Harp. I got my Harp! Mr. Fixer's setup says remove all Hoist Chains from the game. They just never existed. Silver Shadow is a great card. And Electrotus Abdomen is a great card. And Rhapsody of Vigor will be great. Harp is what I want. Because now we have the Power Train. I wish I could destroy drugs with Argent Adept, but they're indestructible. And I might as well give Legacy the power, because he could give a +1. Or, not a +1, a HP effect. Spite can't destroy cards anymore. His drug that would return cards to hand is gone. Unless there's a new card Like, hold on. Hold on. Hold on, hold on, hold on. There's a new card that just entered the game. I have no idea how this is gonna look. Bear with me. And I have no idea what number this is. Let's see. Alright, so I'm gonna have to pull up my webcam to see this. Actually, let me put this in studio mode for a second so I can make sure what this looks like. There's the new card now. Spite Lewd. Remove all hoist chains from the game. Ha! Runway, Dolphin's Dive number 16. See, it's a legit card. See? It's a legit card. I have I got like a life-size model of the card. And it was played at the start of the game, so that's why we never saw any hoist chains this game. Was because that card entered play and I didn't read it. I thought I knew all the spite cards by heart. All right. So we've already controlled Spite's deck. I could do another round of dual crowbars. Do the same trick of redirecting to Spite. It's not going to be as effective because he only has 2+1, so he's going to do 8 damage to Spite. Not that 8 damage is nothing to sniff at, but I certainly have enough equipments for Nightmist to discard. I could put the bottom card of my deck into play and then have another player play a card and have 2 card plays in a turn. We could put Grease Gun out. Ooh. Ooh. Put Grease Gun out before, or put Grease Gun out outside of Mr. Fixer's turn. Unfortunately, he will not draw cards, so that doesn't really work well with potential sidekick. Hit Spite as hard as possible. Okay. You're gonna make an insert card for me the next time you order a set of fan-made cards. Alright, equipment. Equipment. There. Regain hit points. Someone can play a card. Like, I think I still want Fixer to get that hoist chain. But if I put out Grease Gun, he won't draw cards with potential sidekick, but Spite can't deal damage. I think it's just too tempting to pass up. Whatever, we'll get Fixer cards on his turn. Do you want to play the top card of the villain deck? Dr. Tremata, Forensic Scientist. This card is immune to damage from hero targets. At the end of the environment turn, reveal the top 2 cards of the environment deck. Put 1 on top of the environment deck and 1 on the bottom. Then, the villain character card with the highest HP either deals this card or the hero with the lowest HP 5 melee damage. Well, it doesn't really matter what enters play, except I guess we'll put Twisting Back Alleys, because Spite's going to destroy it anyway, and it's going to have no effect. Takedown, Motivational Charge, Scouring Mists, Master of Magic, Syntactic Analysis, Quick Calculation, Can't draw cards. Can't draw cards. Polyphoric Flare. Saraband of Destruction. Forced Entry. One shot. Put all cards under the safe house card into play. Destroy a victim card. Alrighty. Bye, Good Samaritan. Oh yeah, I forgot that he has an effect when he destroys victims on this side. When a victim is destroyed, Spite deals each hero target 1 psychic damage. Okay. Well, that didn't happen because of Grease Gun. So that's good news. So if I put a victim under the safe house, whenever a card is placed under the safe house, one player may draw a card. So I could get like Parse card draws or stuff. And because of the Good Samaritan, or the potential sidekick, it's easy to have enough cards for that. And if I had equipments, I could easily discard them. But yeah, we'll just do that. We have lead from the front now. Takedown, Surge of Strength. Back Fist Strike, I guess. Parse draws a card. Don't need to do that. I guess I could. Nah. I just need to make sure that... Like, I don't have to put all the victims... I could keep putting... I don't need to put only one victim under the safe house each turn. I could discard as many cards as I want to for it, but... If anyone wants to do that, that would be Parse. Alright, Motivational Charge. This will help us stay alive. Alright. So the good news is I'm pretty sure we have Spite dealt with. The bad news is we have another game coming up right after this one. We are pretty well set up for it, though. Yeah, put a card into play. Put Master of Magic in play. I could just have Parse do this. So no. Oh, I do need to get one for Parse to be able to play a card. So yes. Planar Banishment is not immediately necessary. We don't have... All the cards are in my trash. Scouring Mists. Parse draws a card. Updated Intel. Enlightenment. How about that one? Oh, that's only one. Not really worth discarding for that. Parse could draw one. How many spells do we have left? We have 2. Or we have 3. Okay. Alright. Let's do this. Yes. And we have another critical multiplier somewhere. So let's Syntactic Analysis and hope to find it. Nope. But we do have a quick calculation. We could play this. Still not. We have a Snap Decision in play. And this is already in play. So let's draw it so I can discard it. And now discard a card so I could play a card. This game's fun. So I could do another Syntactic Analysis. Nope. But I could play this. Reveal the flaws. That's okay. Here could use a power. Yeah. Because this. We somehow comboed Grandpa Legacy with Argent Adept. That's why these turns take forever, because we have this team. Someone brought this team to us. Ah. I don't really know what cards I'm looking for still. I want to get all my instruments out, I guess. Play a card. Like Parse, play your quick calculation. Critical multiplier! Actually, it had to be there because we've put in cards on the bottom of her deck so many times. Unfortunately, we're doing this without the third critical multiplier. Whose turn is it anyway? Grandpa Legacy, Fugue State Parse, Prime Warden's Phonetic, Prime Warden's Argent Adept, and Rogue Agent Knife. Oh man, I've had a lot of fun with Knife. I had like Dark Watch Mr. Fixer destroy, I think it just happened on stream actually, so you probably saw it. We destroyed Combat Clinic, was it? Which, when that card is destroyed, it may draw a card and play a card. So she played a card to let her deal damage to herself to draw a card, play a card, and use a power. And it just... she had the longest turn, and it was during Mr. Fixer's turn. Alright, I don't need three of those. Fixer... How many +1s do you have right now? 7? I think we might be able to destroy Spite on Fixer's turn. So you're right now at 8, so you're gonna do 8 + 1 + 1 is 10, minus the 3 is 7, and if Nightmist redirects it, that's gonna get increased by another 2, so 7 + 9 is 16. So I need to do 8 more points of damage, and every +1 I give to Fixer essentially gets doubled because Dual Crowbars copies it. So I need to give 4 to Fixer. Which is important because I need to know how many +1s to give the Fixer without going overboard. So I can give the next one to Legacy. And now I don't want to do that one. Critical multiplier now. There we go. And actually, I guess I didn't need to give Fixer enough +1s because I don't need to use extrasensory awareness when he's gonna go away anyway, but oh well. I'm not gonna rewind that. Oh, and if I'm gonna play Harmony, then I have another +1. If I put it into play, though, I can't play cards. Oh, I could play cards! Yes! Because Grease Gun doesn't say you can't play cards. It just says you can't use powers or draw cards. It doesn't say anything at all about other things. Alright, well, I could still discard 3 and play Overdrive. Yeah, I keep wanting to give Parse cards because she's gonna keep... Every time she has an opportunity to discard cards, she's gonna discard cards. And then Overdrive. Or not Overdrive, Salvage Yard. My bad. That one. Look at all those cards. And now Fixer goes, or Spike goes away. I could actually wait until Argent Adept's turn, I would say. I could do this right now with Nightmist. Can I do 8 damage on Argent Adept's turn? If I do this, I could perhaps... Wait, how many +1s does our Legacy has? He has 2. We do have a Polyphoric Flare. So I could use Lyra to do Super Tonic, and then Harp to do Super Tonic, and then Fixer and Legacy take down Spite. Nah, let's just do this. This is my original plan. There we go. Alright! Game 1 is done! So, what's gonna happen in this match? You'll have to wait and see. To be continued. I'm kidding. It's not to be continued. That would be fun, wouldn't it? Alright, so Gloomweaver is set up. Cursed Acolyte. Cultist. At the end of the villain turn, this card deals each hero target 3 fire damage and 3 infernal damage. Alright, so let's go ahead and read Gloomweaver because he just entered the game. Villain Zombie, Skinwalker. Setup. At the start of the game, Gloomweaver enters play Skinwalker side up. Pouch of Bones is put into play. The villain deck is shuffled. Gameplay. The first time a non-villain target is destroyed each turn, the top card of the villain deck is played. When Gloomweaver would be destroyed, his villain character card flips to the Rotting God side instead. At the end of the villain turn, Gloomweaver deals the non-villain target with the second lowest HP 4 melee damage. So... challenge text is still the same, so it's just a game of Skinwalker Gloomweaver at this point. When he flips, Villain, the Rotting God. Gameplay. When flipped to the side, Gloomweaver's maximum HP is 100. Gloomweaver is restored to 100 HP. At the start of the villain turn, Gloomweaver deals each target 5 infernal damage. Whenever a cultist is destroyed, the top card of the villain deck is played. Whenever a target is destroyed, Gloomweaver regains 2 HP. At the end of the villain turn, Gloomweaver deals each non-hero target 3 infernal damage. And yeah, we're starting with the Cursed Acolyte. We can at least redirect 1 hit with Nightmist, but the rest of the team's gonna take 6 damage. That's worse than Spite's worst. Yeah, we're gonna go ahead and do this. Get that Acolyte out as fast as possible. Also, did Fixer draw his grease gun yet? Or his hoist chain? No, we skipped his draw phase. So we don't know if he was gonna draw a hoist chain or not. Alright, well, the best way... I guess no, Fixer could easily destroy it with dual crowbars. So, alright, Cursed Acolyte's fine. Lead from the front is 1 component necessary in the Gloomweaver Survival Guide. And yeah, we're just gonna do this. We're set up for it, so we might as well roll with it. You can't spite more than spite. And I'm sort of inclined to just skip the Pouch of Bones because we're super well set up. We might as well flip Gloomweaver as fast as we can and have the Pouch of Bones eventually get destroyed by Gloomweaver himself. You're not at max HP. They were removed from the game. Seems like it more and more each day. Okay, who wants a card play? Honestly, I don't think Parse really has much to do. So, toolbox, I guess? Meditation. What? 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 I don't even know anymore. They were the bottom two cards of your deck. That's what they were. Alrighty, well. It's not worth oblivioning right now. Should I go ahead and Mists of Time, Fixer's deck and trash? Or no, never mind. This is my trash and deck. Okay, never mind. That doesn't really do anything for me. Quick, play Grease Gun! Never draw cards ever again. Yeah, if we had gone Fugue State, we would have gotten the Hoist Chain so much faster. Oh, man. I don't really want to play any of these cards. I could Mist Form and be boring Nightmist. I'm gonna Mist Form just so I can draw more cards. Besides, she can never die against Gloomweaver with Mist Form. And we can slowly set her to max HP at this point. Discard a card to increase Fixer's damage by 3. Alright, Snap Decision is already in play. I think it froze. Discard Snap Decision. Fixer. 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 There we go. It got confused. Alrighty, so now... Between the Lines on Argent Adept. I guess, actually, yeah, I'm not going to do it that way. So here we go again, because I want Legacy to actually gain that hit point. Hoist Chain Hoedown is a classic game on whose line is it anyway. Alright, so Between the Lines on Argent Adept on whose turn is it anyway. Scenes from a toolbox. Things you can say about your motorcycle, but not about your villain character card. Probably should have used the other one. Okay. So, when this card enters play, draw 2 cards. Are we clear on this? There are 2 cards in Fixer's deck. They are allegedly Hoist Chain. Alright? They are allegedly Hoist Chain. Hoist Chain! Hoist Chain! We did it! Not that we need it anymore, but we have it. Alright, exploit vulnerability is now useful. So we might as well use it. And we might as well manipulate your deck, Gloomweaver. So what happens? First time a non-villain target is destroyed, blah blah blah. When a zombie enters play, each villain target regains 5, so we don't want the zombie. Isn't there something about when a cultist is destroyed, play a card. When a target is destroyed, regain HP. Okay, so it's on the flip side that things happen on destruction. But the only thing that happens on cards entering play is the zombie servant. Indigo pin, place it next to the hero with the fewest cards in play. Is that Parse by any chance? No. We could make it Parse. Although it will be hard for Fixer to have enough cards for that. Most likely Fixer is going to be discarding cards randomly. So discard the zombie servant is what I think should happen. Extra sensory awareness. Okay. Well, I could make damage to Gloomweaver irreducible. But I could also get another +1 on Fixer. I'll randomly discard Hoist. That's what's gonna happen. We gave Fixer so many card draws to get the Hoist Chains that were on the bottom of his deck. I might just Grease Monkey Fist. I'll lose the irreducibility, but I'll get a +1. And I could go for damage redirect, but I could also put the Hoist Chain out for once. But no, we're fine. Grease Monkey Fist. So my next hit is increased by a bajillion. You shall make it infernal. And then that Cursed Acolyte actually will die to Legacy. So I'm gonna hit the Patch of Bones instead. For lightning. And actually, hold on. I don't want to do it in that order. Lightning on the Pouch of Bones. I don't know what I was thinking. I wanted to... Oh, I was thinking I don't want the critical multiplier to be used up, but I forgot that... Infernal. I forgot that Dual Crowbars eats up the critical multiplier with the next hit. Anyway. Do I want to draw a card? I'm surprised that question didn't pop up when I had the 2 Hoist Chains in my deck. You have 2 cards left in your deck. Would you like to shuffle your trash into your hand before you draw your card? Okay. All game long, and all we've gotten are 2 instruments. That is strange. Grease Gun on Gloomweaver's flip side seems cool. I don't think I need to worry about it just yet, though. We're not going to flip Gloomweaver that fast. I'm going to put out Zoo's Bell. Oh, right. Shoot. Let's do this a different way. Because I'm at max hit points, so I should go ahead and go for card draws. You keep getting alerts on your iPod. Or you think you keep getting alerts. Every time I regain a hit point, I keep looking at my phone because I think I... Oh, and I wanted to take out the Cursed Acolyte. So it's good that I rewound because I forgot about the Cursed Acolyte. Everyone realized it at the same time that I did. Alright. What did I do here? Oh, I'm doing this in a different order is what I'm doing. Okay. Well, if I could get salvage yards into Fixer's hand, I could just do like grease gun into salvage yard, into grease gun into salvage yard for like the remainder of the game. But unfortunately, we shuffled his trash, so I can't just Vernal Sonata. Do we have an updated intel? We don't. All right, so Parse, go ahead and update your intel. And you can discard cards. I have too many instruments in hand. As fun as instruments are, if I can do a thing to... If I can conjure an instrument, I would rather do that than play the instrument directly. Twisting Back Alleys. Reduce damage dealt to villain targets by 1. At the end of the environment turn, players may play both the top card of the villain deck and the top card of the environment deck. If they do, destroy this card. Parse could destroy it, right? No, we discarded that one. Nightmist could destroy it. Nope, we discarded that one. Argent Adept could destroy it. Nope. Oh, no, we do. We have a Saraband. Unfortunately, we don't have any Melody cards because someone didn't prioritize Melody activations. If I let Fixer play Overdrive out of turn, it will give him 2 power uses. So yeah, letting Fixer play Overdrive out of turn would be nice. I'll save that thought for another turn. Yeah, because I know what's on the top of the villain deck. Indigo Pin, Voodoo Pin. When this card enters play, place it next to the hero with the fewest cards in play. At the end of that hero's turn, that hero's player discards a card chosen randomly. And now... Yeah, Gloomweaver. Strength of the Grave! Ongoing. Increase damage dealt by zombies by X, where X equals the number of zombies in play. Reduce damage dealt to zombies by 1. Nope! Toxic Sludge. At the end of the environment turn, deal each target with at least 5 HP 2 toxic damage. Then, deal each target with at least 10 HP 3 toxic damage. At the start of the environment turn, each player may discard 1 card. Any player that does may destroy 1 environment card. Baby bedtime duty calls. This time next week, your kid will be running around Gen Con in her Sodom outfit. Have fun. Enjoy yourself. I will not be there. Ophidia, the Deceiver. Familiar. At the end of the villain turn, this card deals the hero target with the highest HP X toxic damage, where X equals 5, plus the number of voodoo pins in play. Alright, we know what's on the bottom of Gloomweavers. We also know what's on the bottom of Rook Cities. Because Dr. Tremata moved it there. Fixers would have been Hoist Chain. Let's do Legacy, because I want to try to get a certain card. That is not it. Well, I'll go ahead and put it on top, because he could play it and draw cards. Alright. Legacy's well set up for this. Ophidia is annoying. When does Exploit Vulnerability expire again? It expires the start of the environment turn. Okay, so the ones with the +1, Fixer definitely wants to hit with dual crowbars. and then bounce the second attack to Gloomweaver. In fact, since we were just talking about doing something like that, I'm still going to do this for hit points. Clears out her shift cut. Yeah, I'm just gonna keep doing this because Argent Adept's hit points are very well good. He's gonna eventually have his entire deck in his hand, so these choices don't really matter too much. But now, Fixer, Overdrive. Yeah! So there's a +1. Feel the blast. We're never gonna know what that indigo pin destroyed, or would have discarded. And Ophidia, the Deceiver. Fixer's just such a powerhouse when he's set up. Gloomweaver's almost flipped. Actually, since Gloomweaver's flipping, I do probably want to destroy this so that I can redirect Gloomweaver's damage to himself. How's that for a plan? I'm gonna stop you from playing cards even, because I'm that good. And I could do this. Actually, this would be 4 damage to Gloomweaver, but could we perhaps get her flipped? Him flipped? Yeah, targeting arrow would do it. So here's what we're going to do. Discard 2. Elder Ring. We'll save the upper Oblivion. Okay, you're at max hit points. You don't need to discard. Alright. Fixer the machine. Put the targeting arrow on Gloomweaver. Alright, he's flipped. He's at hit 100. But this game's end is within sight, believe it or not. Oh man, these cards aren't going to do anything. Buffer Overflow, I suppose. And let's just wail on Gloomweaver. He can't play cards. I sort of want a Bloody Knuckles, but I can't survive that. So it's Overdrive. No, do this on Gloomweaver. Fire. And then again, redirect with Nightmist. Radiant. Yes. Redirect. Keep it radiant. And now for the second round. Might as well hit the Pouch of Bones. Projectile. And then Gloomweaver. Have we selected Sonic? We haven't done that one yet. All right. Man, Mr. Fixer can't deal damage. Alrighty, can I get Nightmist to use her power after Fixer tries to damage her? Is there a way I can pull that off? I don't have Salvage Yard right now. I don't have a damage dealing one-shot right now. I want to play Silver Shadow and have someone play a card, but there's nothing that would immediately help with that. We're speedrunning Gloomy's flip side. If I put out Alacritus of Dominant, would that help? I don't think it would. If I do Polyphoric Flare, Fixer could use his power with the Harp, and then I can use the Lyra to let Nightmist use her power. That's probably the best. I wish I could use Syncopated Onslaught now to give Fixer another +1. Nah, there's nothing I can really do. This. Infernal. Followed by Radiant. Okay. All right, then the Lyra. So Fixer... Nope, he can't use a power. Right, okay, never mind. Oh, we wanted Nightmist to draw cards. That's what we wanted to do. And she's at max hit points still. So I don't need to bounce off legs. And someone could maybe play a card. Again, Fixer doesn't have the things. Oh, if Fixer had played Bloody Knuckles, we could have done even more damage. No, we're fine. We don't need to be that level of overkill here. Grease Gun. No, we're not worried about Gloomweaver's damage. We'll have legs. Back Fist Strike. Toolbox for more cards. Because half your deck in your hand is not enough cards. I mean, we could get him like a one-shot dealer, maybe. One player may discard a card. What about Parse? Can I have Parse discard again, please? Pretty please. He's down to under 40 HP before he gets to his first flip turn. Falling Statuary. When this card enters play, deal the target with the second lowest HP 3 irreducible projectile damage. At the end of the environment turn, destroy this card. No, Fixer! Amulet. Yes. Discard. Hit yourself some more. Parse can survive. Fixer won't survive. Oh, but Legacy won't survive either. Oh well. You took one for the team. But here's my ace in the hole. This is why you suggested Grease Gun. No, why would I do Grease Gun? That's silly. It's silly talk. Why have HP when you cannot not have HP? No, we got this. This is just formality. What would you like to have played? Between the lines, that's what we want. Fixer, your damage is now irreducible. Oh, I should hit Gloomweaver first, because if I need to make sure the redirect happens after I do the target. And there we go. That was a super fun match. Thank you so much for having me play this. We had a lot of fun. We managed to flip Spite Agent of Gloom with only 2 drugs in play. And then we proceeded to wreck both him and Gloomweaver in like... It took like an hour, but it really only lasted like 3 rounds or something. But that was super fun. I really enjoyed that game, and I hope that whoever's watching this live enjoyed that. And I hope whoever watches this on YouTube later finds this fight favorable, albeit long. And Jay-Z, we actually did the first game in half an hour, I think, or half an hour to 40 minutes. So it was actually a total of about 1 hour and 50 minutes. So it was more like an hour and a half for Spite and 20 minutes for Gloomweaver. Alrighty, well, that does wrap up this week's installment of Dolphin's Dive. Hope you enjoyed it. I had fun. If you had fun, feel free to follow, like, subscribe, share, tweet, follow, ping, PM, I don't know, all those fancy words. But again, this is Handelabra Games. If you're a newcomer here and otherwise unfamiliar with this channel, we primarily stream Sentinels of the Multiverse content. Although recently some Bottom of the Ninth content has been streamed, I think, on Wednesdays, at least as we get closer to the release of Bottom of the Ninth. You can follow us at Handelabra on Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube, and Handelabra Games right here on Twitch. For myself, if you like me personally, on Twitter, I'm at LewDolphin21. On YouTube, if you search for Lew Dolphin, that's the best way to find me. And on Twitch, I am just Lew Dolphin. Sentinels of the Multiverse is currently available for iOS, Android, and PC, Mac, and Linux via Steam, and always via good old analog cardboard. And you can get the game and more info at sentinelsdigital.com. And if you enjoy these streams or other streams, follow the channel. There is Sentinels Live on Tuesdays, Dolphins Dive on Thursdays, Tales from the Archive on Sundays, all at 7 p.m. Eastern. Some extra streams here and there. some listening parties here and there, some bottom of the ninth here and there, and some developer streams and other things. Why is my own channel not hosting this? Because I forgot to host it. That's actually a good idea. I should have hosted it. But you can at least find my username typed into the chat right now, so you can follow me that way. Alrighty. Have a good night, everyone. Oops. Good night.